Okay guys, so now I'm out in the garden with two of my grandkids and we are getting the lines put in. So I'm going to show you what I have already put together. And what I have, I did one bed already, and what I have here is this is just the skinny 1/4 inch line, and this is just regular line, and then this part is the soaker hose. So what I have is this end right here, and it's the plug that's going to go into the 1/2 inch black hose that I install all over the place. So this is just the attachment part, and then I'm going to lay all this into my bed, and then I'm going to put a plug in it and plug it up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. And I did one box already and it looks fantastic. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I'm doing. So what I have here is this big hose, and I have it over here. Show it over here. And my granddaughter is doing my camera work. Thank you, Mackenzie. So I'm going to take this. This is designed to punch a hole in it. It won't punch it all the way through to the other side. It doesn't split the hose. It does a beautiful job. So I'm going to punch it right in here. And it just went right in and made this nice hole right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put this in where I have this has an opening. It has an opening that goes into here. I attached it right here, and then I ran out of soaker hose, so what did I do? Oh, I did it right. No, what happened? There's I did an extra piece in here. Oh, it's right here. So I added another piece because I ran out of this soaker hose and I'm not going to waste. So I'm pulling this up and I'm going to push this in. One thing I discovered for this part of the work is I have to wear the gloves. It gives me a better grip, and this little tiny stuff really hurts my fingers. So wearing the gloves is important. So I'm going to push that in and it snaps right in. That easy. And then I'm going to take my soaker hose and I'm going to run it along inside the box. Oops. And I have to hold it down. Oh wait, I have. Okay, so I bought these, which are perfect for tacking down the hose. And then I'm just going to run it back and forth, and I really don't have a whole heck of a lot of anything in this bed right now because of the watering issue. It didn't survive. And then we'll get it on through, and once I get this bed filled up with the soaker hose, then I will cap it off. Lucy, hush. Thank you. Everybody knows what a big mouth you are. Yes. Okay, so, and then I love these things. Everything I got over at Ace Hardware, I love that place. And they were so helpful there. It's not like Home Depot where you just have to figure it out.
Good customer service.
Yeah, excellent customer service. I loved it there. Okay, so now I'm going to go around my
Froggy.
and then, and I'm going to end it right here. So, oh, look is he here?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. And then,
My stepsister.
okie dokie. Now what we're going to do is, where's my scissors? So now I just want to put this plug in, and this one doesn't have any holes in it at all. And this is just a plug to close it up. And it would not work if I didn't have these gloves on. I don't know. Anyway, no, I think it goes in fat end. Oh, I made the hole wider. Okay, we're learning as we go. Gonna twist, just like I did with the other stuff. I had it pop out of one of these. in my community garden. There we go. Now I can turn my hose on and shall I start water. Okay, it's gonna take a second because it's getting through all that hose. And we have liftoff, yay! And it was that easy, guys. Okay, stop. Okay, so what this little device is called a bubbler. So I have some black hose, 1/4-inch hose, attached to this bubbler thing, and you buy it just like this, and this turns, and you open it up, and it comes out not much bigger than out this, see, about like that. So you just turn it, and it comes out, but I'm keeping it minimal, and I barely have the water on right now. My pressure is so low right at the moment, and that's just on purpose. And then I just have the hose running up and attaching right on in here. And I have this on both my grapes. For today, I am pretty much done. I'm going to go over all of this at when I'm done, hopefully, and show you what I've done. So this is pretty neat. I've learned a lot about this type of stuff over the last couple of weeks, and I really love it. I'm using way less water and saving so much time. So what I'm doing out here in these front flower beds is I'm going to be putting in these bubblers, and I think I'm going to do 2 bubblers per box. Maybe 3. I'm going to talk to my husband about that and see what he thinks. I'll probably put one in, see what kind of spray I get out of it, and then we will figure out how many we're going to put in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this to go from here to the bubbler, and then punch the hole, put in the connector. I have stakes to hold down the tubing, and I'll see what I can do to show you. So my husband and I have determined that 2 will do. I'm going to scoot this over just a tiny bit, and it has pretty good spray, and then I'm watching the water move this way. So, because I'm kind of on an incline here, going down the hill. So, just a slight incline. So, I'm going to move this over just a smidge and then do 2 in the box. And I'm going to do that with all of them. See, so you guys can see this is a bubbler, and you just twist the top to turn it up or turn it down. So this way, and if I wanted it smaller, I would go down. So I'm going up. Okie doke. Okay, guys, so I'm on my final box. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm using 1/4-inch tubing. This is called an adjustable bubbler. I'm using this connector. It allows flow. It has a hole going through it. So I'll use 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. And my trusty hole punch to get into that. So I'll show you what I got. This is actually pretty quick, pretty easy. I've now done 5 boxes in probably 45 minutes, maybe less. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where exactly I want the bubbler to go. So I'm figuring right about here because I'm doing 2 bubblers per box. So lining it up, looks about a good spot. I'm going to pop my hole right in here. and it just pops right in. And then I'm going to do my second hole right on over here. So my other, oh, it's just ridiculous over here. Okay, I don't know if this is a weed. I'm going to find out. So I think right about here looks like a good spot for my bubbler. I'll go right here. So my hole will go right here. Okay, that easy. Then next step, I take and I put this into the hose. This is the most work you'll do in this whole entire thing. You just push it in and twist. I highly recommend these grippy gloves because this is pretty hard on the fingers. Ooh. I have done this entire yard all by myself. Every single bit of it with no help whatsoever. Not bad. Not too shabby, and this is my second time doing something like this, and this is way more elaborate than the one I did over at my community garden. Now I'm taking my bubbler, which already has a valve stem thing on it. I'm going to just push that in here. This part goes in pretty easily. And I push it all the way to the hilt. Like that. Now I'm just going to turn my hose up so that the curve is going like this. Then I'm going to say, okay, I want it right about there. I'm going to push it all as far down in as I can because this is a upcycled drawer, so it has like a piece of wood running down through it. Then, and you hear that click, and it pops right in. That one's done. Now I'm doing the second one. I'm just going to show you, I'm going to do both because I'm going to show you just how doggone quick and easy this is. And then after this box, the last thing I have to do is just one bubbler into two of my pots. I have one with some sunflowers in it and another with rosemary in it. And then this entire yard is done, unless I need to add anything after the, you know, just as I go. And not easy. I'm going to go up like this. I'm going to come on over here where my hole is. That's right about here. Push it down in. Push this in. Oh. Gotta hear that click so you know it's popped in because it has these little ridges on there and that locks it in. And once it's in, that's in, I'm telling you, it's pretty much in, and you practically rip it apart trying to pull it out of the hole if you have to. Okay, so that's it so far, and I'm gonna finish up and show you the rest. Okay, so first of all, I want to state that I am not professional at all. I have been learning about this whole drip line system as I go over the last couple of weeks. So, that being said, I'm also learning what system works best where. So, I have my hose on at a quarter turn. And I did that because of the bubblers. And I'll explain that in a moment. So, it's coming out pretty slow on this soaker hose, which is probably okay because I'm going to have it on for a little while, maybe. Yeah, because this is my situation. So I have it here, and it's doing beautifully over here. I can turn the spray down to the bubbler, and it'll, oops, that's turning it up. Let me get, I'm right-handed and dyslexic. Oops. and dyslexic, so it just does not do me any good. Okay, so if I turn it down really, really low, then that'll save. Save. That looks better. And then the one over here on my see, it's barely coming out here. Why? It just came off. Oh, lovely. So now it's a geyser. Okay, so I can screw that back on. And I don't know why it's barely coming out. I think because of pressure. And I think the problem is I'm going to show you my problem here, is though I like the idea of the bubblers over here in these boxes, one of the problems that I'm experiencing is I think it's taking from the pressure, and I had to turn the bubblers down to every single one of them down to this trickle. I don't have enough dirt in these boxes, and it's running out of the boxes and running down the street. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, as it is, I don't even like this. This is too rangy looking. It's not pretty. I need it to be pretty, and I need some flowers out here, not this weed looking stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the soaker hose in these boxes, and then I'm going to pull this stuff out, most of it anyway, and I'm going to keep some of the flowers. And I have some zinnia right here, and these are some, I'm not sure what kind, but these are not marigold, poppy. It's a poppy. Okay, so, and I think this over here is a morning glory going up my fence. That'll stay. So there's a couple of things that will definitely stay, but I need to add dirt, and I need to, because look how low it is. I had it much higher than that in my box, so I need to really add a lot of dirt in there, and which will help. But I think the bubblers are going to be not a good idea, but it's not like I'm wasting because I totally have plans for the bubblers. So every time I do a pot like this, or I put a plant in the ground like my grapes, which I still have my goji berries to put in the ground, those are going to be using the bubblers. But look how much water I have. A river of water running down, and that's just too much of a waste of water. Now I'm not saving water as it runs across the street. So yeah, and I've turned almost all of these down as low as it'll get, and it's still not helping the situation. So, well, but on the plus side, all I have to do is pop this off. This will come off. It's not barbed like this up here that goes into this tube. I can just pop it right off the bubbler, put a connector like I have in this tube right here, and put in a piece of soaker hose, the 1/4 inch soaker hose. And then for this one right here, I would pull it out and then put a plug in it for now. And that would have to do. So yeah, this part right here kind of turned out to be a bit of a fail. Lucy, come. But the inside of the yard is great. I just need to get this front part under control because I can't have water running down the street. I need it to stay in the yard. These are all perfect, and I do want to run down and show you real quick, see how my layout is. And over here I have it around my tomatoes, which, by the way, I have 3 baby beefsteaks started, And those tomatoes look extremely happy. And then over here is my lettuce garden. And I have, my lettuce looks pretty happy. I'm glad about that. I only lost one, and that was before I put the shade cloth on. Over here I have seeds, which we're not doing well because I wasn't getting enough watering in there. And my grapes are popping with grapes. So I look forward to those ripening up. It's going to take a little bit. So, yep, that's about a rundown of that. And I have a little bit more work to do. Unfortunately, I'm not done with these right here and my river. But I do have more soaker hose, so I can take care of that. Lissy, come. She's sampling the weeds out of my box or something. Silly dog. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would work. But that's okay. It's not a total fail. I still can use the bubblers for other projects. And I'll be putting soaker hoses in more dirt first and soaker hoses over there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. All right. So thanks for coming along. I hope some of this was helpful. Like I said, disclaimer, I am not a professional at this at all. I just learned as I went. And